G'day guys, my name's Josh. You can call me JaWoodle and welcome back to 7 days. Welcome back to the new 7 days 2.0 update. Jeez, just started the video and already tripping over my tongue. But welcome back to JaWoodle Park. I still haven't left this place yet. I'm filming this back to back after building the underwater base that I'm now totally infatuated with and I love oh so much. So good. It's so bloody good. But that's not what I'm here to do today. I will do some more additions to this at some point. If you're curious how to build an underwater base, I now have a video on that, which probably came out before this one. But today, I've come back to do another thing that I've always done in every alpha, and that is build a zombie screamer shredder base. I mean, it's a necessary evil at this point. The screamers are just ridiculous. We did. G'day, knackers. Why the long face on you? Get it? Get it? Top tier humor. That's what you come here for. That's what we ended up building this for, this elephant trunk, to lure screamers into spikes and deal with them that way. When you start getting into the late game, like, this isn't really going to help you for rad screamers and things. So, I really like shredder bases, a bunch of blade traps that lure zombies in and shreds them to pieces.
To shreds, you say?
So I want to build something like that, specifically for screamers, so you can kind of just completely remove them from your list of troubles in the game. So over the journey, I have built a fair few of these shredder bases, and each time we kind of refine it a little bit more. The one for 1.0 with Saber the Sledge and the crown blocks was just so fantastic, but relied on you being at that base. It was more of like a Blood Moon Horde base rather than a Screamer base. And I'm just so annoyed about Screamers at this point, always having to deal with them, especially in the late game when you're really trying to do everything else and Screamers are showing up all the time. But now I have a vendetta. Now I'm going to build one specifically for them. Bloody Moan and Myrtle coming out here, ruining our day. I think that should be about the right size for a blade trap. Now I do know from past experience with this that it is the perfect size, you beauty. It's like the, all those things you guys have in America, the things in your sinks that are designed specifically to butcher people's fingers and do nothing else. The gurgly thing, that thing is in the sink, that thing. I used to know the name for it. It's on the tip of my tongue, and it's gone forever. I'm basically building that, but for zombies. And I know from the past that there is a limit to how many things you can attach to a battery bank. Normally, I just build a whole bunch and just run infinite amounts of power and not really think about it. But this time, I want to really make this like maximum efficiency. I want to only use as much as I need to. Just look at this. I just put down a whole bunch of blade traps to see how many I could wire up, and this is some like Alpha 16 7 days kind of horde base building. Just a bunch of shreddy, shiny, sharp things outside your base because we didn't have smart zombies back then. I kind of miss it. There we go. That's the maximum. The power, this power component has the maximum number of wide connections. Gotcha. So it's not a power output limit. I've got tier 6 batteries in there. I've still got power cap in my budget there, but that's as many as I can wire up at once. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is the limit. If I had a switch on that, that would also count as a component, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it does. So if I was going to put a switch on, so I get rid of you, and then are all running via the switch, that would be one less thing. Oh, because that's the maximum out of, okay, the maximum out of that electrical component, so I could actually wire up the rest of you off the switch. I didn't think of that. I was like, oh yeah, there's a maximum number. Not realizing I could like daisy chain, like dangerously wiring up a power board to get them all running. And actually, it was only one more. So they each use 20 watts of power each. With full tier 6s, you get 300 watts. So I could run an extra one if you weren't using 1 watt of power, but you are, so I can't. So there you go. That's the actual maximum per battery bank. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, 14. 14 blade traps. So that then gives me a good guide for how deep I want to make this shoot thing here. That's right down the guts. I'll replace you with M. And there you go. Easy as that. I mean, in survival, it'll be a bit more difficult. You have to dig and then replace, but that's nice and simple. And all I want to do is just fill you with the blade traps. It's so simple. Why would you not? So the real nice thing about the blade traps is that you can actually stack them on top of one another. So you don't need to attach them to the side or anything. In fact, you don't even need to stack them. You can just pin them against the wall, let the blades actually support them. So that's going to be, yeah, just to you. I'm going to all the way up to 1 block below the surface. So just there. And there you go. That is 14 blade traps. That's menacing as shit. And because I want to do this mostly for screamers, because they just annoy me so goddamn much, I'm going to put in, Because I don't think even, like, especially for late game stuff, for raids and things, I don't think this is going to be enough to actually kill screamers. So I'm going to put in, as we usually do with this kind of stuff, because if they get stuck down here, they'll break stuff, a little, like, escape route. Little escape route to get zombies out so they can run all over again and jump back in and get shredded again until they can't jump anymore. Keep on dicing until they're mush. I mean, this bit's really simple. It's just a little chute out to the side that you just get some ladders and chuck them against the wall. Simple rotation like you. Because as soon as they're down here, I mean, the added bonus too as well, actually. So this is 14 blocks deep, which means they're already falling far enough away that they won't go into destroy everything mode. So as soon as they're down here, they're just going to climb this ladder all the way back out the top again, to then run through whatever base you've made for them to get sent back down again. Or it's like an exhaust port. Always got to have a zombie exhaust. Just to give this a quick little go and make sure it is working the way I want it to. Arls, if you wouldn't mind. I've just got regular Arlene's actually. Give us a little whirl for me. Up you come. I've got to save with this sledgehammer to hopefully bonk him down the hole. You were too accurate. It's a bloody bees, dude. Up here. Look how narrow this shit is. And you couldn't get him down the bloody hole. All right, I don't think that that test worked out particularly well. So instead, I'm just going to throw Arlene's down there just for shits and giggles. See you later, Arlene. All the way down. I'm going to fire. Going to get your attention. There you go. Now you're working a little bit better. Up the ladder they come, which will lead them back to him. I mean, this clearly isn't going to be what it's going to end up being, but just to make sure all the pathing works. Yeah, nah, we're fine. And actually, while I'm thinking of it, that little loot bag falling down reminded me, one of the most common things I get asked about when I'm building these like shredder bases is how do you repair the blade traps? And now, because I've read all those comments and now I have the opportunity to answer it properly, you would put in a little ladder repair chute, I suppose, down here. Not for the zombies, but just for you. So they're going to go out that way. I don't want it to be the closest route to me. So I think just on the side here, I'm going to get rid of a whole row of the concrete wall and just chuck in. I mean, obviously you would turn these off. Don't jump in your shredder while the blades are spinning. If I have to explain that to you, then maybe this kind of horde base isn't for you. So 2 blocks up to about there. I'm going to put in some scaff ladders facing the outside, because then I can just climb this however I need to go, all the way up to wherever I need to be. And I can reach through there. Like if you were messed up, I could reach through then with my nail gun and do my repairs on each one just from here, because you can reach through. That's why scaff ladders are so good. You can reach through the scaffs, so you can do your repairs all the way up and down, but the zombies won't use this because there's no outlet for them up the top. I mean, that alone, that's kind of like the main gist of just the shredder base as it is. So you got 14 blade traps, a little exhaust port for them to climb out of. You could put like a hatchet thing on top of that, but not really super duper necessary. It's an added step that might go wrong. If it's just open like that, then the zombies will never have something in their way. You've got your repair chute that you can climb up and down. That by itself is the shredder base. You can apply that to anything you want to do. And the way that I'm kind of envisioning this is imagine you're living in like the attic of a house, right? It's like this house over here. Imagine you're living up here. You've got knowing 7 days, you've got 1 campfire and maybe just thinking, not even running it yet, just thinking about the forge. That's usually enough for a screamer to shop. So if you're living, geez, how many weapons bags in the attic at this place? I need to remember that. The Johnson family cabin, weapons bags for days. But you could build that shredder base into like the floor of your house, tunnel down underneath, so whenever you're living somewhere, you can send the screamers down wherever you might be. That's how I think I would use it. Yeah, okay. I mean, I wasn't gonna do it this way, but I might quickly just show you. You could just 100% cheese this. You could make this just a ridiculous cheese base pretty bloody easily. All you need to do is go up a little bit and then grab yourself the wedge 60 tips. But this has been a thing for so long now, these zombie droppers. But if you're gonna drop zombies, why not drop them directly into a shredder? Why not just take care of all your problems already? You don't have to cheese it if you're at this point of the game already, like with this many blade traps, electricity and stuff. There are other ways to do it that aren't just an exploits. I know some people don't like exploits. I happen to think they're quite fun. I'm gonna grab you, tuck you this way. So that's, because you've got the wedge chips upside down in the zombie's brain that looks like a path they can walk across, then all you need to do is to stand here and send the zombies down. Now, I typically, this is kind of like a do what I say, not what I do kind of thing, but I typically don't like daisy chaining, especially blade traps together, because as soon as one of these breaks, it breaks the flow of electricity, so you lose your entire pile of blade traps as soon as like the first one or any of these ones die, it's all over. So it's good practice. Don't do what I'm doing right now. Don't daisy chain your electricity altogether. In fact, I've completely missed one by doing that, haven't I? You go to that one, please. There you go. And with that one, I guess the bonus of this is that you would then bypass that 8 block limit per battery bank, because each one is running its own connections. You're not being hampered by that. But I mean, it's just too risky. Too risky. But there you go. There's a whole pile of spin and death traps. Let's get some zombies. Here we go. Here they come. Up the ladder. You're going to go straight down into the blades of death. See you later. Now, obviously, like, this isn't a whole base. I mean, I'm standing on a platform out in the open. Birds and all sorts of range things will be a problem for me here, but this isn't the base in mind. But just like, you could cheese this. Send them down the tube. See you later. Get rinsed. Get blended. And you should be, those of you who survive, which wouldn't be many of them actually. Look at all the loot bags down here. What, did any of them survive actually? I don't think so. I don't think any of them made it down there yet. But because they land here inside the reach of the blade traps at the bottom, that's going to do a lot of the damage. It's taken the piss. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be. I thought some of them would definitely survive, but so far, none of them have. I didn't build high enough to avoid you, but the rest of them, you can just have so much fun with this. It's one of my favorite all-time things. I love shredder bases. It's like a primal joy. Obviously, for this one in particular, though, I'm running a ladder for them to get up, so direwolves and dogs and bears and things can't climb ladders, so you'd have to put stairs for them. Again, it's not like this is like an entire base. This is just a pathing trick you could use to send them down if for some reason you spent all of your materials on blade traps and nothing on something fancier. I mean, that was fun and all, but now we're going to go through the traditional post-horde cleanup. You guys are looking good. There's a couple of bags around. Just all over the place. How many bags, actually, are we left with down the bottom? A proper ball pit's worth. That was only for like a couple of minutes of horde as well. Not really much at all. You're looking fine. It's a little bit of a touch-up. I could use my repair chutes. Yeah, we're good. We're golden. Something to keep in mind, though. Learn from my mistake. Because I'm using steel to repair the blade traps, I misclicked. I hit the rung, and I upgraded my ladder instead and wasted a whole bunch of steel. So if you're moving through quickly, don't do what I do. Okay, well, now that we have all of that, I'm going to get rid of all of you. Collapse the whole lot. I don't particularly care too much. Oh, probably should have cared a bit too much. I might grab those batteries back so I don't have to spawn in any more tier 6s. I want to build a proper base on top and send zombies into that pit properly without cheesing it. Use the actual mechanics of the game to send them down. I know some people will still be like, oh, it's still cheese, which I disagree with. But you know what? Hey, if you don't want to use this stuff, then don't. No one's forcing you. No one's got a gun to your head. So what I'm thinking is, if I just build a nice solid wall up, I'm probably going to need the blocks on the side, actually. So even though it's in creative for this, like it's a real survival world, I've just turned on creative mode. Still want to be as efficient with blocks as I can be. How tall is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go 7. I usually build 7 blocks tall. It's a good habit to be in. It avoids a lot of the issues with the zombie pathfinding. But if I go up to there, and in fact, if I get some, let's get real rowdy with it. If I get some plates, because I really want to make sure I'm guiding zombies down into it, because if I get them up here and I send them down to them, not only is that going to trigger the destroy everything mode, but it's also a complete waste of all the extra effort I've gone through. So for a couple of plates, little guiding plates along the side, that should solve a lot of my issues. Let's chuck up some zombie bonkers up on the top so I can control whatever is coming my way, because you could use this for a horde base too, but I mean, it would have been so much more time efficient and resource efficient just to go and build the shredder part into the house like I was talking about, but pretend this is a house. Imagine this is the house you were living in and you didn't just build a concrete cube in the desert. Imagine you weren't a Muppet like me. So I want to try and capitalize on this whole design and basically use this entryway as both an entryway for me and the fighting point for the zombies. There's a few ways to do it, but I haven't really tested most of it in 2.0. I'm going to try some of the old ways that I did it in like 1.0 to see if that still works. For example, getting a steel door and placing you like that and seeing if that will still work as a path, because it used to. Because if I can have that like that and then potentially even another door on this side, I could wire one to open for me and one to open for screamers. So if something shows up that I don't want, they get sent down to the pit. If I show up, I don't get sent down to the pit. I'm sure that won't go wrong for me. That's going to be the first thing I'm going to have to double check though. So I've got a couple of Arlenes. I've got a ladder leading up. Some of them don't like it. Some of them do. Okay, so you do path straight over it, which is good for me. But it wasn't really a guarantee. Did one of them just fall down the bloody pits? That did seem to work pretty bloody well though. So I'm going to chuck in just another door. I'm going to need some battery banks back. I've got all the batteries still on me. I'm just going to wire these up just to see if when I open it, if I can drop the zombies down. I'm just basically building an automatic trapdoor, I suppose, because if this works, then I can automate the rest of the process. It's just whether or not I cause too many issues in the system doing it that way. I might even, there we go, I'm just running it off a switch, so when I flick the switch, the door opens. When I unflick the switch, it closes again. So as it is right now, that's going to work nicely. Let's get another couple of Arlenes in. I'm going to keep on testing this until something either breaks or works flawlessly. That worries me. Why you're all over here, you've run past the route that I wanted you to have. I'm going to try one of the old tricks to try and make this a little bit more reliable. Placing down the poles like that, as themselves, they've never been a viable path for zombies, so I'm not worried about that. But if you place a door, advanced rotation please, flat, oh, get back in your body, might make it a bit easier. Flat on top of it, that's, you're like, that can act as a path. And obviously I can still remove the door and remove their path, and that's going to make my life hopefully a bit better. You go like that, you go like that. I'm going to sit inside and get some more Arlenes. Just work for me, please. There we go. That's immediately better. Immediately better. So they come over to here. They're going to knock on the door. How are you, everyone? Great to see you. Like that. Door's going to open. You somehow managed to land. Oh, there you go. See you later. You somehow managed to land on the little guiding blocks. But that has sent all of them down, I think. Yep, and out they come through the exhaust port. All right, you went outside, but... And while the door's open, actually, they don't go that way. Close it again. That should get their attention back this way. There we go. All right. I think that pole underneath is a pretty critical part, because without it, they wanted nothing to do with it. In fact, I don't like the steel door being here, because that's going to be the main part where you're fighting. I wonder if I get the steel hatch, the powered one, and I use you in its place, is that going to mean on that side, is that going to mean that when you're open with potentially a scaff ladder but in the right rotation above it, so like this, is that a big enough gap for me to crawl through? No. Damn it. All right, I might have to reconfigure some of this. I think it's just gonna be a little bit too complicated to try and incorporate a person, like a player entry into this and still have it, like you could do it, but it's gonna detract from being a good horde base more than I would like. It's way easier just to build a separate entryway anywhere else, any other way to get into this place than having to try and fight at a gap that you can also squeeze through. The zombies can crawl through one by ones and are more agile than a player will ever be, so that's just, I think that's probably just not very smart. So instead, I'm going to leave this as it is. I've built a little wall here, and I've wired up my blade traps to this switch. So now, I just need to automate dropping screamers into it. And then we're nice and safe in our concrete tomb. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue on the little zombie bonker up the top, just that little bit. And then from the top of you, grab a little plate, because it looks like it all makes a nice lot of sense. And then on the end of that, chuck in a motion sensor. You don't have a block behind you right now. Hang on, I'll get you something to cling on to. Even though you work without it, I like it to look like it makes sense in physics. We'll grab one of you if you just want to like stick. Yeah, there you go. You got a little something to attach to. That's all good. I'm gonna wire from you, anti-screamer doors from you to you like that, and then from that to the door. I want to aim you down at where the screamer is going to be. I'm going to go 10 seconds. So power delay of 1 second and power duration for 10 seconds. So you can be wired up to that top blade trap. So rather than having to run the blade traps all the time and sucking all of your juice completely empty, with this, they're only going to turn on when it sees the screamer. It only turns on when you need it. I'll give this a go. Just spawned a couple of Arlenes to run the test for me. Up the ladder. I want to turn it into stairs at some point when they come across. The motion sensor sees them, opens the door, turns on the blade traps to send them down into it. But it has meant that door's going to remain open for 10 seconds. Could there be a better way to do it to isolate the blade traps from the door? I don't like that you're getting stuck there either. That's better. Because yeah, what it means is that while that door's open, the zombies don't have a path to me. So instead, they're going to start breaking shit instead. So if I can instantaneously close that door again, so it's always going to be a path, and then just run the blade traps when I need to, that could probably be a better play. I think I've got it. I think I've got a decent solution. I'm going to put a tripwire on that side, a tripwire on that side. So when you're wired up, that should be about ankle height. It's a little bit low, actually. I mean, you think lower the better, so it's going to get everyone, but there is a limit to how low you can go, like the limbo, before the game just decides that it's not a real trigger and will just completely ignore it. So, I don't know, maybe like that one, I suppose, sticking out that way. Going to be the same on this side, on the slightly higher side. It's only a couple of centimeters, but it makes all the difference. It's the same height as before. Damn it. You know what? I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it by a long margin. I can just put in a motion sensor like anywhere down here, I suppose. Somewhere looking straight down. Probably not where the zombie's going to catch it. Actually, we'll go like this. That could be smart. Put you like that, and then I can aim you down so the blade traps only turn on when that motion sensor sees them, and they're only going to see them when it's falling down into the blade traps. Right? That should be good. Okay, I want you to wide up to that one. That's going to undo... Oh, don't look at me, you pelican. It's going to undo all the other wiring, so that's all good to go. Okay, so they wander over. That sees them. Does open. Okay, that's still wrong. With that second motion sensor now, I can just isolate those blades, so it's now on its own switch. I've also gotten rid of this motion sensor up here. I want to run it solely from the tripwire, but... So this is the thing. The tripwire only trips when you leave the block, not when you actually touch it. So I'm going to need to move you out just a little bit, so I can get the tripwire tripping earlier. Tripwire tripping. Get rid of you. Chuck in that one and chuck in that one. So now, when I leave the block, I'm in the perfect spot. At least I should be. Why aren't you flipping? Oh, it's because it's too low. It's because it's too low. Look, if I go down a little bit... Works fine, but walking across here, too low. Get rid of you. Works again. Shit! Okay, new solution. I've gotten rid of the poles. I've gotten rid of the other door. I've got this one instead. Just the iron garage door rather than the steel power door. I don't know how the pardon's going to work without that block underneath. Yes, we'll have to run a couple of tests to find out. Look how much better this is. Walk over. Boop. Straight down and in. Straight down and in, and more importantly, because you leave... In fact, I'll see if I can show you a little bit better. Because you leave the area of the tripwire so much faster, it immediately closes again behind you. It's only open for a little bit, then it closes. So if you, which I'm hoping you do, if you act as a viable path for the zombies, this is definitely going to be the better option. Oh, and it's looking good too. It's looking good too. They're going straight up. They walk over, touch the tripwire. I need the blade traps to maybe turn on a little bit sooner. They're getting halfway down the chute before the blade traps are actually spinning, but... Okay, so, good. That was the solution all along. Why don't I even bother faffing about with the steel shit when the iron was the key? To make this a bit nicer for things like bears, things like, I don't know, dogs and things, if you want to run a horde through it, I'm going to put on some actual stairs rather than just the ladder. It also means I'm going to have some, I don't know, some backup plans if the ladders break or something goes wrong there. At least there's another way for the zombies to make their way up. Just a couple of cheeky ramps going up the same directions. They're always going to run from the same side. They're not going to get trapped on anything. There's nothing over here to really go awry. All the way down to you. Perfect. Same on that side. I mean, it's looking like a proper serious bit of kit now, isn't it? All right. Well, I've set myself up in this little base. I've done the unthinkable, the unforgivable in 7 days, and I'm running a campfire, a forge, and a torch, and a dew collector. Just unacceptable behavior by me. Unbloody acceptable. Can't be doing that shit. That's how you call in screamers. Because now, with you turned on and you turned on, the only way for the screamers to get to me is up through here. So when they show up, I want to see what happens to them. Oh, that didn't take long. And here they are now. So we're going to come over. That's already seen you. So the blow traps are getting all warmed up. Take the little access ramp. Up you go. Down you go. It's the little things in life that make you happy. She's going to take the ladder. She shows up. Oh, what's going on over here? Drop down. Into the blade traps you go, all the way down the bottom to get rinsed. Although I need to, I probably need to run the blade traps a little bit longer. So power duration, maybe like, let's go like 10 seconds, I suppose. It is very satisfying. It's very satisfying to watch. They trundle over. Right into it. It turns on almost at exactly the right moment. Just as they're getting to that top blade trap, it turns itself on. You've gotten all stoppy, but you've climbed back up out of the ladder. You've warmed up the guillotine for yourself. Not super clever by you. The French really love that kind of shit. Get revolutioned. Down you go. It's probably, I mean, it's pretty high effort. Compared to the elephant trunk with the spikes and the stones, it's pretty bloody high effort. I want to see if I get some rad screamers in. Nope, someone's going down. Get a couple of rad screamers, because that's really what I'm thinking about. The regular screamers can all get sorted out by spikes and things, but the rad screamers are so much stronger. I mean, it's a lot of resources, but also used for hordes as well. There you go. Rinsed, sliced, diced, and julienne. Dead. Handles them spiffingly. I've quickly just turned on a horde. I'm gonna grab myself just a tier 1 sledgy. Why not? If you wanted to, you could turn off the screamer part of it and just run this like a regular, oh, okay, see you later. Run this like a regular horde base. You've gotten mad because I turned things off. Now, oh, actually, this used to happen, very interesting. This used to happen in the, God, what series was it? I've kind of forgotten now, where I had something like this trapdoor design at the top of one of the towers. You've been pushed through. But they went to the side on that one too. I'm not sure why. This is getting a bit out of hand, actually. Scaff ladders. Scaff ladders have got some weaknesses in 2.0. I mean, 1 was always enough before, but the zombies, like, they clip through blocks so much more readily now. It still holds them at bay for the most part, but you know what? It's getting a bit overwhelming. That's okay. Turn you on, so down they go. You could even, like, I mean, I did this once upon a time, a long time ago. I ran my tripwires up higher, so when they all group up like that, oi! Excuse you. When they group up like that, they get a bit higher, and you can kind of like remove the blockage for yourself nice and easily, but I don't like the scaff ladders have been nerfed. They were so good. They're not as good as they used to be. In fact, you know what? Rather than just telling you about it, I'm going to show you all about it instead. Let's chuck a couple of the same blocks up above. We're going to go like that one, and you the same way. In fact, maybe even a bit higher again too. In fact, I think for this one, I'm going to make it right up against the barriers just there. I'm going to make sure you run from the switch. Now I've got the horde chokeage drop. It doesn't have a cheeky bit of choking, a cheeky bit of dropping as well from you across to you. I want the same settings though, so your instant and trigger, which is the same. So you have to choose one or the other. You can't wire 2 separate power sources to the same block, to the same door, which is a little bit annoying. But with that one, if they do start building up against the barrier here, they'll touch the wire at the top, and then I'm telling the game, that's too many zombies, that's enough zombie slices, and that will drop them down. I'm gonna run another horde. I'm gonna turn off the anti-screamer door, so it doesn't wide up anymore anyway. So when they get to here, wherever they're coming from, there's a few coming through. Might have got myself like a shotgun or something just to make this a bit more handleable for me. Blade traps are on, so it sees someone. I need you to have some more friends. You're very much like me at the moment. That didn't trigger it either. You guys start grouping up, please? I've done something wrong. Okay, hold on 1 second. I've wired something wrong. Oh, you absolute butt nut squash. How many guys you got in this game now, Josh? Probably helps if you run any electricity to the electrical traps, Josh. Great job, mate. Great bloody job, mate. Here we go. They're coming over to say g'day. You've gone into the corner again for some reason. I don't understand. Someone jump. Someone jump. Someone climb. There you go. So as soon as they get tall on it, as soon as they get a little bit rowdy, a little bit clambery, then they get sent down into the blade trap. So it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a capacitor. Like what's the things that break electrical circuits when there's too much of it? The fuse. It's like a zombie fuse for your horde base for a horde night. So as soon as there's too many and they're starting to build up a little bit, one of them gets a bit tall, touches it up the top, they get sent down to the blaze to run the circuit again. So you're never really fighting too many. You're never up against more than you can handle. As soon as it groups up, they're done. I'm going to leave this episode here. I've just run out of time to keep testing different variabilities. If you have a good idea about how I could make this completely AFK, because I know that it can be, it has been in the past alphas, a way to make it AFK that isn't just building a tall one, please let me know. I mean, you know, chuck us a comment so I can try some other things and see if it'll work better. But for a shredder base, a blender base, there you go. Easy as that. And that will handle your radiated screamers. The whole reason I set out to build this was for the rad screamers, and it works absolutely peachy for them. So, really, really satisfyingly as well. So I'll have to come back and build some more things and test some more things and break some more things in another episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons of Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked it, make sure you hit the like button down below, subscribe to this channel, follow me on whatever. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.